what I would like to know now is, when you are a business owner, at what point do you say, I'm really busy, I need to build my business and grow my business a bit more, and I think maybe I need to get a salesperson? What point would that be, do you think? Is there like some key indicators that let you know that you're at that point? And what would you do to get that started?
It's a good question. I think it comes down to, oftentimes small business owners go way too early or way too late.
Yeah.
The too early is, I hate sales, get me out of here as soon as possible, as soon as I can possibly afford it. That's too early.
Yeah.
Too late is you're literally missing out on sales opportunities because everything comes through you.
Yeah.
And so it's somewhere in the middle of that, probably as halfway in between as you can. Here's the thing. Don't be going out to hire a salesperson as soon as you need them. You need some prep time, right?
Yeah.
There's a few fundamentals, like from a finances point of view, that you want to get set up. You want to have a few months worth of that person's salary, because a salesperson just doesn't come in and just start closing for you. They've got to have ramp time. They've got to learn. They've got to build up some pipeline, maybe leverage some of what you've got already, right? The next principle you want to go through is having your system set up, right? Like, so do you have a CRM? Do you have a process for lead generation? Or have you just been running off referrals and you expect them to figure it out from scratch? If you've figured out some level of repeatable process of bringing in leads that you can take and give a salesperson, their ability to take that to the next level is going to be significantly higher than trying to getting them to figure that out from scratch.
Yeah.
That to me is part of the founder's job.
Yeah.
The next area that you want to think about is the target market. Like, who's your ideal customer? Who's your ideal organization? What industries are they in? Like, why would they buy off you? What's your unique selling proposition? Like, why you as opposed to any of your competitors? Or like having that stuff, not just all in your head, starting to document that and forever, like, go through a bit of a cycle of improving that over time, right?
Yeah.
We like to do a bit of a process each quarter where we look at the deals you've won in the past quarter and go, who are the best favorite customers here? What are the common traits, and how can we take that back into our lead generation, our sales approach, and bring all of that in? If you start on that, the journey around those different areas, and then be prepared for, and you don't necessarily have to do this until you hire the person, but it's not as, if you're paying someone less than 150 a year in salary and sales, chances are they need actual proper management. They're not someone you can just go, I'll go sell and figure it out, right?
Yeah.
Because if they were in those sort of, salary brackets in another job, they would definitely have management around them, giving them all the support that they need at every corner, right?
Yeah.
So when you hire them, putting a structure as far as a yearly target, quarterly targets, weekly sales meeting, bit of sales coaching to help them, get to the next level, you want to be covering off those different areas.
So I have two questions on that. One is salary structure. Should it be really low base and then mostly commission, or does that depend on the business? Like, is that something I'm not even allowed to ask?
Of course.
But also then after that, I want to talk about the difference between sales and marketing, because you do touch a little bit on in that sentence about who your target market is, and that's really, I feel like you need to make sure you've got your marketing stuff under control too. So what the
potential.
So
let's start with the salary thing. Okay, for everyone out there, commission only sounds amazing.
Yeah.
If you're selling something business to business, selling to consumers, different world, different market, different salespeople.
Yeah.
Let's talk to another expert about that. If you're selling business to business,
yeah.
If you're an average salesperson, like somewhat early in your career, you can walk into $100,000 a year salary, 180, 200 expected earnings, or maybe 120 salary and 200 expected earnings, when you hit all your commission targets, right? That's the reality of what you're competing in. So why would someone take a commission only role when you haven't built all the systems, processes, and infallible way of helping them exceed that, right? So what you end up with is people who aren't as good at sales if you're taking commission only, and therefore you put them in the hardest role, which is the first sales hire, and then they don't work out, and then you've just wasted all of that time, effort, and energy and don't think sales work. So what what we like to do is make sure the business, this is what I mean about the finances point of view, get to a point where you've got enough finances for a few months of their runway so that they can actually get in and give things a proper go. And there's lots of things that you can do to bolster the business to get your growth so that you can get to that place. So that's a good, it's a good leverage point to be aware of when thinking about when to hire a salesperson. Do we have the cash in place? Do we need to put more things so that we've got some more, you know, and while you're going down that path of making more cash for the business, you're building more understandings of your ideal customer and building out all of those logical things we talked about earlier so that somebody else can sell for you. Okay, so that's what we're talking around. The general-ish rule is a little under 50-50. So, you know, 120 salary, 200 on target earnings, or 150 salary, 250, you know, on target earnings. What I mean for everyone by on target earnings, by the way, is if the person is hitting their targets that you set out for them, please don't hire them and go, oh, you just get a single percentage on any deals that you sell. Make sure there's a target, because then they have a measurement for what success looks like. Otherwise, it's like they're just running around hoping they make sales, right? And they don't have context. They might go after lots of small deals that don't actually move the business forward and give you the ROI. I'll give you one more piece around this that's really important, right? For sustainable B2B sales function, you need to be making 3 to 5 times what it is that you spend on the salesperson. So if you spend 200 on them between salary and, you know, their commissions and their super and everything else, right? You want to be making at least 600 off them. Right? Now, if you're at making 400 out of them in the first year and then you've got target to make 600 out of them the second year, that's so fine, right? Like there's ramp time. Don't forget about that. But if you're trying to build a model that's scalable with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 salespeople, they're the sort of numbers you need to be working with. And obviously industry nuances, but that's a good ballpark to start with to see if the economics of the model work out for having someone selling on your behalf.
Wow, that's amazing. I love those numbers. That's so clear.